Good morning, everyone. Good morning. So great to be with you this morning here in person and online. We want to welcome all aspects of our community that are here right in this moment with us and who may be watching this a day later, a week later, or a month later. So we're all living in the moment as well as living beyond space and time. And so I'm Reverend Debora Gay. I'm the staff minister here at CSL Bellingham, and it's my joy to be the host for the service as well as the speaker today. So like always, we begin in music, and our wonderful Tabor and band lead the way.
All right. Well, good morning, everyone. If you're able, why don't you stand with us and we'll sing into this day together. All right, here I have a place. Here I have a place. Here I do belong. Here there is no separation. Here all is welcome. Here I have a place. Here I do belong. Here there is no separation. Here all is. Let's sing that again. Here I have a place. Take a minute to greet some of those neighbors out there. All right, well, we'd like to invite any kids who are here with us today to meet our teachers up at the front of the stage, and we're going to sing you out into this beautiful outdoor classroom that we have. All right, we'll sing Hooray for the World. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, it's a special place. Got Mother Nature and the human race. The world's got trees and bumblebees, rivers and lakes and the open seas, mountains and valleys and animals too, and a sun that shines on me and you. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, it's a special place. Got Mother Nature and the human race. We got Mother Nature and the human race.
Good morning to everyone. Welcome to another beautiful day in paradise. I'm Kalish Leviel, your practitioner of the day, and anybody that you see wearing one of these, like Wanda or Joanne, or just go ahead and come up to us afterwards if you'd like a prayer. That's what we love to do. And here's other ways to get prayer requests, and we thank you for that opportunity. So right now, I want to bring us together in prayer in this moment, knowing that it is all one, it is all divine, it is all light, and it is all love, and that we are gathered here in joy and in peace, knowing the beauty in the world surrounds us in every moment. We take this moment to settle in and prepare for the wonderful gifts that come to us this morning and this day and beyond. We thank you, sweet Spirit, and so it is.
I'm letting go of the things that no longer serve me. As I'm letting go, I am healed, I am made whole. I am letting go of the things that no longer serve me. As I'm letting go, I am healed, I am made whole. I am letting go, I am letting go of the things that no longer serve me. As I'm letting go, I am healed, I am made whole. I am letting go of the things that no longer serve me. As I'm letting go, I am healed, I am made whole. I am letting go, I am letting go of the things that no longer serve me. As I'm letting go, I am healed, I With these eyes I will see, with this heart I will be, opening wide, turning inside. I am listening. With this love I will lead, with this grace I will breathe, deepening peace, fear I release. I am ready to receive. Spirit, know my name, call me home. Light these darkened days, oh Spirit, show your truth in all we do. Let love be our legacy. With these eyes I will see, with this heart I will be, opening wide, turning inside. I am listening. With this love I will lead, with this grace I will breathe, deepening peace, fear I release. I am ready to receive. Spirit, know my name, call me home. Light these darkened days, oh Spirit, show your truth in all we do. Let love be our legacy. Spirit, know my name. Spirit, know my name, call me home, and light these darkened days. Oh Spirit, show your truth in all we do. Let love be our legacy. 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 Oh, let love be our legacy.
Thank you so much, Tabor and the band. That truly was a prayer, wasn't it? Just truly brought us into a deeper place. And I know let love be our legacy is a very deep theme of this community. It's really, if I had to pick one theme for the Center for Spiritual Living in Billingham, that would be it. So let's just take a breath. Be together. So we've been through a big transition year, haven't we? And when you're in a transition, you can find yourself coming back in new ways to the same activities. So today we're going to talk about transitions. Our theme for this month is New Beginnings, and the title of this talk is You Finish with a New Beginning. So we're on the threshold of something. Since Dr. Andrea's retirement in December and Dr. Bob's interim ministry that started in January through the end of July, we've been in a letting go phase. And that includes letting go of the way things used to be, and maybe letting go of any grief we might have about the changes in our spiritual community and the changes that we're going to go through. And the thing about grief is it can kind of sneak up on you. It's not a logical, linear thing as much as we wish it was. Grief has its way with us sometimes. So we're now about to start the beginning of our new beginning, as we see 3 candidates who have put their names forward to be considered as our next senior minister. And we're going to start seeing the first one next week. That shoe dropped for me about Wednesday. Oh my God, it's starting. And you should see that transition committee. It is a lot of, the calm on the water and the feet swimming frantically under the surface. A lot of logistics are getting worked out this week. But to prepare for this talk, I pulled a book out of my personal library called Transitions by William Bridges. This is a classic book in the literature. He spent a career studying big changes in people's lives. And he did this for decades, and he wrote books on it and taught classes on it, and is considered really one of the pioneers to give us language for what we're going through. And it's really good to understand that transitions doesn't mean bad. Transitions can be good. Transitions can be neutral. They can be the birth of your first child. That's a huge transition. It can be a new job that you really wanted, that new job. That can be a new place to live, a new home to live in. So it's not that change is bad, but change is change. And there are big shifts that occur, generally for most people. And the model that Bridges developed was that every beginning actually starts with an ending, because something old has to be released, right? And then the period that's next is sometimes overlooked. And that can be a period of confusion or distress and a way to check out new things, do kind of a tasting of new approaches that you haven't tried before, because it's that exploring stage in between. And then eventually the new beginning will start, although it sometimes doesn't take the correct amount of time that we think it should take. So some of his major conclusions about change are, many people tend to minimize the importance of endings, and they have lots of reactions to endings. And so here are a few what he found. Sometimes people are not wanting to acknowledge that the ending was painful, because then they feared they would be saying that the ending was a mistake, that there was something wrong with letting go with whatever it was that used to be. And for those who don't want the change to happen, or it came as a big surprise to them, sometimes then those folks can really be in a state of denial that anything really has changed. So we don't really want to look at it or talk about it. Another reaction is, if you're really into that change, you can be convinced that nothing good is ever going to come again. The best days are in the past. And then others would deny that they don't even have any distress over any of the changes. Everything's fine, everything's going well, but they're not really releasing and opening to the next stage. So another form of denial. So while Bridges found there's all sorts of ways people respond to endings, what everybody seemed to agree on is that the in-between phase is really awful. That the in-between stage is confusing and strange, and everybody just wants to get out of that as quickly as they can. And so we get some rushing to try and force a new beginning happening. So while he said every transition begins with an ending, we also have to let go of the old thing before we can pick up the new thing. And this is an inward process as well as an outward process. So our mind and our patterns and our way of living can follow patterns and cycles and same activities and same approaches. And if we don't really look at how is all of that serving me now, you can find yourself waking up one day in a new town or in a relationship with a new person or a big change that you just kind of forced to happen, but you haven't yet really let go of the old life. And so you're repeating the patterns of the old life, but you just put it in a different package, or you put it on top of another person. So you're trying to keep that past going. So why is letting go so difficult? Well, first of all, we're not particularly well trained to do it, right? But there is also something going on internally that we may want to hang on to what used to be or who we used to be in that old past, that somehow that was better for us, and that the new thing is somehow going to be wrong. So that's perhaps one thing that goes on for people. Another thing is we tend to identify ourselves with the circumstances of our lives. So we kind of define ourselves by the job we're doing, by the role we're playing, by the relationship we're in. And even if we don't like all of that stuff, it still has given us a definition of who we are, a way to be in our life. And our personal style can be developed and adjusted to fit a pattern of those circumstances. And so when the circumstances change, that's big. That's big. Something both internal and external is changing for you. And people have a tendency to be contradictory. Who would have thought, right? That there really is a desire to change deeply in you, and at the same time, there's a desire not to change. So you can find yourself going back and forth. They're really embracing change, and yet, I just really like the way I was when I was in the marriage, or when my kids were young, or when I lived in that other place. So transitions have a way of showing a new light on things, giving us a new perspective, and they can actually ask us to develop some new skills so that we're better able to negotiate from the old life to the new life. And so a key thing that helps us is to really spend some time trying to understand ourselves. Trying to get some clarity on how do I usually go through endings? How do I usually go through that time period when something has ended but nothing new has started yet? Am I one of these people that try to rush through to the next new beginning? Or can I take this quiet time to be self-reflective, to learn more about myself, to try new things out? That's the invitation of what Bridges has called this neutral zone, the time in between. And it can be a really rich time to experiment with new ways of doing your life, testing out new interests, new hobbies, new people, new routes to drive to work, a new grocery store, new food, all of these. It doesn't really matter what it is. It's just letting yourself be open to new, something new, in a non-threatening way that gives you that sense of, I am part of a change. I am part of a flow. So the transition our community is going through, our neutral zone period, has been that we have seen a lot of guest speakers. And they have shown us different ways to do ministry, different ways of doing a talk, different ways of teaching a workshop. So you get an idea that there's a lot of variety out there in ministers, this thing called a minister. And then we saw different platform hosts up here hosting a service. And you saw there's different ways to do a Sunday service too. We didn't make any huge changes, but the personality of each host comes through and gives you a different tone or a different experience of what Sunday can be like. And that's a way for you to test out, what do you really respond to? What do you really like? And that's going to help us as a community as we watch our candidates. Because you're going to feel in yourself, what do I really feel I need in a spiritual community, as well as the greater good, beyond my individual needs, the good of the community itself. What does the community need? So another thing about change is that it can be kind of mysterious and accidental. So as much as the researchers kind of show us step 1, step 2, step 3 in a logical sequential fashion, life really isn't perfectly like that. Now, the research can give us tools or words or explanations that then when we go through it, we have some way for us to explain to ourselves what we're going through. But life is a constantly back and forth kind of experience. So the importance of the empty time or the fallow time before you rush into creating a new beginning is that time to really sort out, what do you want this next aspect of your life to be about? You are the driver of this phase of change. And if we're trying too hard to end the confusion and trying to force a resolution, we're missing this period of very rich self-understanding that quiet time can give us. And by rushing, we can either repeat those same patterns that resulted in the ending of the prior phase of your life, or you can end up in a very expensive solution in more ways than one that doesn't really match this new birth that's trying to come through you. To be something bigger or the next way of being you in your life. The neutral zone will eventually end, and the new beginning will start, even if it can feel erratic. Like one day, everything seems to be coming together smoothly, you're trying out new things, you really like these new people, you really like this new location, and then the next day, it all seems to be falling apart. So that's that erratic nature of change. And you adjusting and experiencing and adjusting again to get to your new birth, your new beginning. So we as a community are going through a big transition together, and we're going through all 3 stages together. Maybe not at the same time, but generally some aspect of these 3 things may be going on for each of us. And as a community, we've been testing things out. What kind of a community do we want next? So we're on the threshold. We're standing in front of the doorway of the new beginning. And we have a wonderful opportunity to select the person who best matches the experience we want for our new beginning, both for ourselves and for our larger community. So let's think about that. What do we want to go through in our new beginning? Do you have ideas about how you personally want to go through this next few weeks? It's right on us. The next few weeks into the next month is this choice point for ourselves. So are there values you hold dear? Is there a vision you hold for the future of this center? You hold that in mind as you watch the three candidates and vision for yourself, how would this person support those values or implement that vision that you see for the community? There may be a spiritual practice that you want to put into place for yourself during these next few weeks, like continuing the prayer for attracting the new minister that we do on Sundays. Do your own version of that. Visualize your own experience of your future in the community. You could even create a vision board that gives you inspiration when you look at it, and you say, that's the way I want to feel in my community. And all of these practices will help you as an individual, but they will also help the community to manifest this greater good. So what I'm going to do today is to start the practice together. I'm going to prime the pump by having each of us do this together. And I'm going to do it by telling a story. And the story is going to be one of those internal experiences that help you imagine possible futures for the community, for yourself, for the greater good that's coming through this next senior minister. So are you ready? So I tell just to relax, just kind of become present. If you want to, you can uncross your legs or put stuff down, but just feel comfortable. Let's be comfortable how you are. And then let's just take a breath in and release. So in this story, you're imagining in your mind's eye, in your internal world, that you're standing on a yellow square. And as you stand on that yellow square, you find yourself being surrounded by the color yellow. And it also has a feeling to it. So this color of yellow is full of vitality and excitement and movement. It's a joy. There is a joy in this color. A lightness of being, a pleasureful feeling. It makes you feel happy. So just breathe that color yellow in, or those feelings in, that sense of being happy, living in joy. And you take a breath in and release. And next, you see yourself standing on a square that is red. And that red color that surrounds you and comes in you as you breathe in, that red color holds excitement. There's an exciting thing about to happen. There's change about to happen. And it's good. And it's lively. It enlivens you. And just feel that enlivened moment, or that red, beautiful, vital color. And then take a breath in and release. And you move to the third square, which is a blue square. And this is a quiet, internal, self-reflective, peaceful feeling. Just being surrounded by calmness, by the blue color, by peace itself. Then take a breath in and release. And finally move to a green square. This is the experience of oneness, of being connected to all life. Maybe being in nature, sitting by a beautiful body of water in a forest, listening to birds, feeling the wind. You are part of a flow, part of a wholeness that is life itself. And you take a breath in and release and find yourself back at yellow, feeling joy, feeling happy. Until the story continues and you ask your high self, what's going on? And your high self whispers to you, remember, you know how to fly. So you start flying up higher and higher, like you're at 30,000 feet or 50,000 feet, like you're looking down from an airplane. And you see below you all the colors laid out like a tapestry. You see the hills and the mountains, and they include all of these colors. And you get an insight, feeling how every color, every experience you have gone through has built a wonderful variety of learning. They've each taught you something. And from this higher perspective, you see the need for all colors. You see the need for all experiences. It's not a world of just one color, or one way of believing, or one way of doing life. We are a world, we are a spiritual community where every aspect of life has a seat at the table. Everyone is part of what makes this community what it is. And it takes all of us to create something new. And it even takes people who are not here yet, who are still seeking us, because they're part of what the new phase will be about. And so as we visualize ourselves going into the candidate experience over the next few weeks, we see not only what we want as an individual, but also what our high self shows us the greater community needs. And even those new people that are still finding us, what they need. And that might look like more families with young kids, more people of all races and identities and orientations, teenagers with needs different from adults, middle-aged, middle-career people, elders, those who are differently able. And our vision is large enough to include everyone because we fly high enough to see that all the colors make up life's tapestry. And our unfolding greater good is happening now within us first, and then it moves through us out into our world. And so we know together that life is good. And we take one last breath in and release and say out loud, and so it is. Thank you. And so we're going to do our prayer. That's part of our setting the intention for the journey we are on. And soon we'll see the slide with that prayer for attracting the next minister. And there it is. So let's read this out loud together. There is one infinite mind, one creative intelligence that encompasses and flows through all beings. There is one love that embraces and sustains all its creation. As members of our beloved spiritual community of CSL Bellingham, we are with this one mind and one love. I speak my word of truth that the perfect senior minister for CSL Bellingham welcomes this opportunity. This person brings us everything we envision and even more. Someone who treasures our teachers, our community, and our location in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. I know that love is leading us to partner in creating the next perfect chapter in our center of the community. We are grateful our next senior minister is well prepared and delighted to join our community in co-creating our abundant future. We celebrate our divine match. I release these words into the law of good and let them go, confident that all is unfolding as it should. And so it is. Thank you, everyone.
We'll have the ushers come up to collect the offering. Thank you for your contributions to this community. We'll sing this little light. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine everywhere I go. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Beautiful. Let's sing All of My Life. All of my life, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh yeah. All of my life, I'm gonna let it shine. All of my life, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
I love this place. Good morning, everyone. My name is Ronna Biggs, and I'm an adjunct board member and a practitioner here, and have the joy of serving on our senior minister transition team. And as per our schedule, this is the first Sunday, so I'm here to share a first Sunday update, and there's juicy things going on. So we have a couple of things to share today, and we are in September. We do, as Rev Deb mentioned, we have 3 candidates for the senior minister position who are going to be coming to our center. And today, my role is details lady, so I'll share a little bit more about three particular topics. So the first one are the community engagement events, and you've heard us talk about these things before. You're going to start to see flyers up. You'll see some emails coming out. Our website is chock full of information, so information about these community opportunities are out there for you to enjoy and to savor. And just to do a little recap, on Saturday mornings, we have a candidate Q&A with the community, and that will be from 10 to 11:30 in the morning. So we'll have the sanctuary open a little before that. We'll have some refreshments on hand. And these Q&As are going to be facilitated, and we'll have some pre-scripted questions that we'll have for the candidates to open up with and start with, including a deeper introduction of themselves so you get to know them a little bit more. There's going to be ample time for the community to ask questions of the candidate and have them to respond to what's on your mind. And then we want to leave a little time at the end for the candidate to ask questions of us, because interviews are a mutual experience. So we want them to have an opportunity to ask some questions of our community and find out a little bit more what's of interest to them or on their mind as well. Because of some other center activities that are happening, we do have to really hold to a stop time of 11:30 for that. But 10 to 11:30, and we hope you'll join us for those things. And then coming on Sundays, we have actually two opportunities on the Sundays. And the first opportunity is during the Sunday service. So for you to be attending on those Sundays, those candidates will be the featured speaker during the day. And Rev Deb will be serving as the platform host, and the service will be progressing as usual, but that candidate will be participating in the service that way and then be the featured speaker. And then afterwards, we're going to give the candidate a little break for lunch. But at 1 o'clock, from 1 o'clock to 2:30, we will have some community workshops. And also on the website and around on some flyers, you'll start to see the candidates have already sent their talk titles and descriptions. They have sent their workshop titles and descriptions, so you can learn a little bit more about that. Interestingly, back up, please. Thank you. Interestingly, with the workshops, one thing we need to do is to have you pre-register, because the candidates are traveling and we need to help give them a count of who may be in attendance if they've got materials to prepare and bring with them and things like that. So you can pre-register by contacting the office. We've got sign-up sheets at the Ask Me desk, and so we'll ask you to do that. And because there's a little bit of time after the service and before that workshop starts, if you want to bring your own lunch on that day and just kind of hang out in between, or run out and grab something and come on back, that's great. But just make it a day, and do sign up for those workshops in advance. And so before you, matters greatly because it's what's helping to shape the process all the way through to the end of that final vote. So surveys will be printed and they'll be available when you're attending in person, and it shouldn't take you more than 5 to 10 minutes to do that, and we're going to ask folks to complete those surveys before you go home and walk out the door. There's some very smart tech people who are trying to figure out if there's a way we can do some kind of survey during the Sunday live stream component. That platform's a little tricky, and so that's not a for sure yet. But a for sure is if you're here in person during any one of those 3 events, we'll be happy to do the survey data and get that collected. And we're expecting that to be really nice and robust. So please attend, please do the surveys. There's no signal, but I'm still getting a signal. So I'll just keep talking about voting. So for voting, the final vote will be held at a special meeting, and you've seen that date, Sunday, October 5th, and that's the Sunday following the last candidate. And that will be a special event. And if you're not sure if you're a member or not, you can always call the office, you can always check with the Ask Me desk, and we'll help get back to you on that. And voting by members can be done via one of 3 ways. So you can come in person to that meeting and vote via the ballot. You can also contact the office to request to attend the meeting via Zoom, and because of Zoom, we do have an ability to do a vote and a poll through that platform, and so we know we'll be able to do an online vote for members if you need to do a Zoom. And we can also see your face so we can verify who you are. And then the third way is that you can also contact the office if you want to complete the process to name a proxy, so someone who's going to vote on your behalf. And your proxy should also be another member of the center. And so we've got those forms at the Ask Me desk, or you can contact Clara about that. Our center's bylaws do have some really specific processes outlined, and there are some deadlines that do have to be followed regarding that proxy vote request. And so the terminology that's used is a verifiable written request. And what that means is you need to send a letter, write a letter, drop it off at the office, send an email, something that's just in writing that the board can have on record with this request, and then Clara can verify those records in that way. The deadline, which will get communicated out, is Tuesday, September 16th at 2:00 p.m. Pacific time, to the office. And so you will want to do that again in writing and make that request. You can't just call the office and leave a message because we can't verify who you are. Clara is not accepting text messages. So just please do, and she's back there going, no, I will not. So, so please do that via writing, and then we can help get you set up if you do need to do a proxy vote. Reb Deb and I will hang out a little bit after the service if you've got questions about the events, if you've got questions about proxy voting, or the membership timeline that's coming up, or the membership vote timeline. Please let us know if you've got questions, and we'll keep explaining these things along the way. And then we'll do that when we come together and start meeting with the candidates. We'll do some refreshers on what's to happen at those specific events as they unfold, so you don't have to hold too much detail in your mind over time. So I think that's about it for me. And Rev Deb, I think you are up next to actually start introducing where we're going next weekend. Good times. Thank you so much.
So I love that we don't have a signal. Somehow that seems like a metaphor, doesn't it, for going through the neutral zone sometimes. You don't have signal. So I'm going to give you oral versions of the announcements, and this is the stuff that's not what Rana just said. So imagine in front of you on the screen that there's a picture of Reverend Lynn Norwicki. That's her name. That's our first candidate. She's going to be here Saturday and Sunday next weekend at the times that Rana just gave you. Her workshop or her Sunday talk is called Tasting Sweetness. So she's here, and that's the beginning of the figuring out, is this my personal person that I'm resonating with for the next senior minister? So we're on the way. Now, moving to just the regular stuff that we do here, even if it's candidating season. We want to remind you that the Teen Youth Group is going to meet next on September 21st. So that's 2 weeks. So if you know a teen who might be interested, tell them about that. I was so good about stapling my announcements together that I stapled several of them together. So just ignore what's going on up here. Okay. The next announcement is that we are collecting and appreciating donations for unhoused neighbors. So things like sleeping bags, tarps, blankets, hand warmers, and there's a barrel in the back to bring them here through September 14th. So anytime now till next Sunday. I want to tell you that there's a fall equinox celebration on Tuesday, September 23rd, 6 p.m. here. And it's free. Bring a lawn chair and a drum for celebrating the season coming in. And finally, we just want to celebrate that there continue to be wonderful Gourmet for Good events. There was one on August 30th called Here's the Scoop as an ice cream, and they danced. They learned some line dancing together. It looked like a fun event. But we also get to participate in the Scoop today because there's leftover ice cream. And so the leftover ice cream will be served in the classroom after this service, so you too get to play in scooping. And with that, let's end the service in song.
All right, well, we will sing out into this day together, and if you can't see the lyrics because they're not there, no signal, you can just dance and move your body. This is a really good one to move to. Lovely to see you all. Have a great day, and we'll see you again soon.